tonight, watching and waiting.
Well, it's higher than it's been quite a few years.
How communities in the Interlake are responding as rising water threatens to break their banks. Also tonight,
it seems like we're going backwards.
Why health groups are raising alarms over the high number of vacancies for rural paramedics. Plus,
our neighbors over here, they came and then we decided, well, hey, it's burning. Let's go with the shovels.
Jumping into action. What happened when a fast-moving grass fire sparked near some homes?
CTV News. Live from downtown Winnipeg with Taylor Brock.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Hendricks. From the Icelandic River to the Fisher River, efforts are underway tonight to protect homes and infrastructure. Our crews were in Arborg and Riverton today to see firsthand the homes at risk there. But we begin our flood coverage tonight in Peguis, where it's expected that at some point before tomorrow, the Fisher River may spill its banks. The First Nations said on its Facebook page today that Les Daniels and Pinecone Crossing have both been closed, as well as a nearby roadway. Water from the river has begun washing over it along the culvert. Now, crews are currently in the process of cutting open the road to allow the water to flow and to relieve pressure in the area. Heavy equipment has been working to break up ice over the past few days, and they've asked residents to avoid active work zones. Highway 224 was also reduced to one lane earlier today as crews worked on a dike. Meantime, 12 have already been evacuated, mainly residents with medical conditions and mobility concerns. And members of the Canadian Red Cross are on the ground already helping to assist.
From the Canadian Red Cross side, we're looking at supporting the community through these other means of, providing a warming center, building sandbags, providing volunteers to go out there and help with the flood mitigation barriers.
Now, late this evening, Chief Stan Bird told his community in a video posted to social media that the river may have crested, and he says it could begin to recede over the next couple of days. He's praising his community's preventative efforts. Still, he says they must remain vigilant and keep watching the river. The news certainly looks positive, though, in Peguis. However, other communities along the Icelandic River are still in danger. Homeowners in Arborg and Riverton say they haven't seen the river this high since 2022. As CTV's Jeff Keel shows you, officials are cautioning people to prepare ahead of time, just in case.
Water from the Icelandic River in Arborg is creeping into John Dewick's yard.
Well, it's higher than it's been quite a few years, but in 2022 it was a little bit higher than it is now.
The province says with warmer temperatures and continued snowmelt, the Icelandic River and Fisher River in the Interlake region are under a flood warning. Levels have spilled over the banks in some locations.
There's still lots of inflow of water coming in from the west, so we'll just have to wait and see.
Town and municipal officials in Arborg are working to flood-proof the area as the water level has gone up in recent days. It's holding now, but the community is preparing for more just in case.
From what we see forecasted, yes, there's a good potential that more water can come. Now, nobody wants to let their guard down.
The concerns are if it does go up another foot or so, there will be houses that will be impacted.
So thousands of sandbags are being made available for homeowners. Officials are cautioning people if you need them, don't wait until the last minute.
There's homes here along the river that, those waters are right up to their shed. So if it increases, that increases our numbers.
There is also overland flooding. This road is closed and ice has been broken up along the river here to prevent ice jams.
The ice has disappeared, so they cleaned that out yesterday.
And the same thing is happening in nearby Riverton. Ice was flowing and then got caught up on the bridge in that community while we were there, so a crew started breaking it up.
It has happened where it's backed up pretty quick and that.
Jeff Keel, CTV News, Riverton.
A former Winnipeg teacher has pled guilty to sexual exploitation and luring involving underage girls. But first, a warning. This story contains details that may be disturbing to some viewers. 38-year-old Matthew Mousseau pled guilty to a number of sexual-related offenses, including sexual exploitation, voyeurism, accessing child sexual abuse material, and providing liquor to minors. In an agreed statement of facts, court heard police first detained Mousseau as part of a retail theft initiative at CF Polo Park in May of 2024. Officers discovered a cell phone with child sexual abuse material on it. Investigators later learned Mousseau had surreptitiously recorded children and adults in various stages of undress within the family change room at Seven Oaks Pool. Court also heard how Mousseau groomed a student who had sought guidance from him following the deaths of 2 family members. The relationship turned sexual, and he also had a sexual exploitative relationship with a separate student in 2019 while employed as a support worker in an after-school program. The Crown will be seeking a sentence of up to 28 years in prison. Mousseau is expected to be sentenced later this year. A healthcare worker advocacy group is raising alarm tonight over the growing rate of vacancies in rural paramedics.
These are not just numbers. This is a growing crisis that could affect anyone living in Manitoba or traveling in Manitoba.
That's Jason Linklater, the president of the Manitoba Association of Healthcare Providers. His comments come as new data acquired through Freedom of Information requests was shared with CTV News, showing that 1 in every 4 paramedic positions in the province were vacant at the end of 2025. That's up from just shy of 15% just 2 years earlier. Now, there were some modest improvements between 2024 and 2025. However, the association says the province is simply not keeping up with attrition.
With more than 1 in 4 paramedic positions vacant and response times sometimes exceeding 1 hour, it seems like we're going backwards. This crisis was not inevitable, it didn't have to happen, and it can be fixed with dedicated attention and resources.
Among the solutions being put forward is a call for more direct entry education seats, a subsidized pathway for emergency medical responders to become paramedics, and incentives for hard-to-fill positions. Health Minister Uzoma Azaguara suggested some of the numbers being referenced may be out of date, saying that there has been a net gain of 41 paramedics. Azaguara also said the province is working with post-secondary institutions to create a pathway for emergency medical responders to become paramedics.
An EMR to PCP, which is a primary care paramedic, to ACP, which is an advanced care paramedic. That's what we're talking about. EMRs are the first step. We're going to get folks to being PCPs, and then hopefully they can become ACPs in time.
Azaguara added the province still has a goal of hiring 200 more paramedics. It was a tense night for some folks northeast of Winnipeg as a fast-moving grass fire erupted shortly after midnight.
Pretty scary, especially when it got so close to my property, my house. Pretty scary.
That's Velma Aiken, who lives north of Tyndall. She says that firefighters got her out of bed in the middle of the night to warn her about what was happening. She then rushed over to her neighbors' homes to wake them up as well.
Our neighbors over here, they came, and then we decided, well, hey, it's burning. Let's go with the shovels, and they had water jugs, eh? So we started here because they were fighting over there. So we were back in here and putting out the spot fires or whatever they call them.
Aiken says that she and her neighbors were out past dawn trying to keep the fire from spreading, but not before it consumed about 60 acres of her pasture. They also found a tree which appears to have been hit by lightning. Thankfully, Aiken says she didn't lose any property, no one was injured, and all her animals are safe. On social media, the Beausejour Broken Head Fire Department says its members were at the scene all night, keeping tabs on the blaze with plans to attack it in the morning. They were gone by the time our cameras arrived. Time now for our first check on the weather, and it's gotten considerably cooler. Just 3 degrees and mostly cloudy. The barometer is rising and humidity is at 72%. Tonight's going to get even a little cooler, all the way down to 0 and the chance of showers. And your wake-up weather, 2 degrees and mostly sunny.
The flights are just really expensive, and they're cutting out a lot of the direct flights, so it limits us kind of down to 1 day a week.
Travel turmoil, how higher fuel prices could impact summer vacation plans. Some Manitobans are rethinking their upcoming travel plans in an effort to avoid sky-high flights due to rising jet fuel prices. As CTV's Joseph Bernacki found out, it has many adjusting their plans on the fly.
When she's not flipping burgers at North Star Drive-In, Marina DeRook travels to see her favorite bands.
We're heading to Toronto for a concert in June, and then I was hoping to return to Vegas for my birthday in September.
But what was once pretty straightforward is now tricky as the cost of air travel soars due to the war in Iran. And some airlines have dropped flights completely.
The flights are just really expensive, and they're cutting out a lot of the direct flights, so it limits us kind of down to 1 day a week, so it's just hard with scheduling and all that.
At Travel Manitoba, Cody Chomiak, Vice President of Marketing, says road trips are the new trend this year, with many more Manitobans hitting the road.
People wanting to take to the road, whether that's in their car or an RV. We see huge interest from the Quebec market as an example, who love to RV across Canada, and really check out those places in Manitoba.
On a sunny Thursday at the Forks, crowds enjoyed some time outdoors, and some are considering all options to travel west later this year.
We are going into British Columbia to do the Great Divide Trail. We're flying there to Calgary and then going out to Waterton Lake. 7 weeks. We're doing 850 kilometers of walking.
Clayton Case and his wife Lisa are driving to a family wedding in Edmonton because flight costs are so uncertain.
If we fly, and actually we've done the math, the amount of gas it costs us is about equal to a flight. It just takes you one more day. It's going to be hard, isn't it? Yeah.
I'm just glad we don't travel a lot by air. We go away once a year. So we kind of save up for that. We've got the WestJet card, but other than that, most of our travel is by car.
Joseph Bernacki, CTV News, Winnipeg.
One senior is dead and another is in custody following an incident in South Winnipeg Tuesday. Police were called to an apartment complex in the 1200 block of St. Anne's Road just before 11:30 at night. Officers found an 80-year-old woman with fatal injuries, and a 74-year-old man was arrested at the scene. He's charged with second-degree murder and remains in custody. Investigators say the pair knew each other, but have not yet responded to our questions about the nature of their relationship. The city of Winnipeg is once again taking Tartan Towing to court, this time over breaching its 2019 contract. The lawsuit filed by the city on April 16th alleges Tartan failed to pay the appropriate cost recovery fee for tows ordered by the Winnipeg Police Service. The discrepancy was found through a police review of its traffic hold records to reports submitted by Tartan, with omitted payments dating back as far as 2014. Last February, the city sent a demand letter to Tartan to pay just under $302,000 for 5,800 tows and accrued interest. The file says Tartan denied owing any money. In 2024, the city filed a statement of claim against Tartan, alleging the company overbilled more than $1 million for tows it didn't do. The province is changing the way it collects outstanding fines, and it could mean that you'll have to pay up before you can renew your license or take out a permit.
You've got to renew your license, you want to go buy a park pass. Well, if you have an outstanding fine, let's clear that up first, and then you can go ahead and you can purchase those items.
Justice Minister Matt Wiebe says the province is setting up a 10-person team to collect unpaid fines instead of outsourcing it to a collection agency, as it currently does. Wiebe says this will save the province around $3 million a year by eliminating an 18% commission on payments received. It also means the province will be able to prioritize the fines it collects first, instead of focusing on what may be the easiest. The future Olympians of tomorrow in Winnipeg today. How a new swim meet could help forge a future Team Canada. And we'll have your complete Skywatch forecast when we return. Welcome back. Our first weather picture tonight made me say wow when I first saw it. This stunning, colorful picture was taken by Julia in Killarney during a storm this evening. Amazing. Our next weather picture is also pretty awesome. Sean tells us that while departing Victoria Beach, there's a massive fog bank over Albert Beach to the left, and as you can see, Clear skies over Hillside Beach to the right. It's a really cool picture. Thanks to both of you for sending them in tonight. You can send us your pictures to winnipegweather@ctv.ca. Now, how you feel about the weather is really going to depend on where you live. Here in Winnipeg, it feels like we were suddenly transported to July. We hit a high of 22 degrees today, and we got our fair share of sunlight. Although I have to say the temperature has fallen rapidly since then. But it's a lot worse in central and especially northern Manitoba. We have a blizzard warning in effect for most of the northern parts of the province. Environment Canada says we can still expect 30 to 50 centimeters of snow will fall by Saturday morning in those areas. It looks like the heavier amounts will be in the northwest, but the northeast is still going to get an awful lot of snow. Churchill isn't under that warning, but it will be getting some snow. Now you add in some very strong northeastern winds, and well, you have perfect blizzard conditions. And they are going to last all the way through till Saturday. Now, central Manitoba, they are going to be dealing with freezing rain, and then it will likely turn into some snow on Friday. Here in Winnipeg, though, cooler temperatures than we've enjoyed recently. Then some rain on Sunday, and again on Monday when we are all getting ready to head back to work. But at least no snow, at least not for now. Let's take a look at the current temperatures across the province. Two cryptocurrency companies have told the Manitoba government they could be forced out of business by new proposed laws. The government has introduced a bill which would charge cryptocurrency operations in data centers up to 100% higher rates for electricity. Another bill would allow Crown-owned Manitoba Hydro to temporarily reduce power to cryptocurrency operators at peak times in order to ensure stability of the grid. Gildo Turio has told the legislature committee his company, Gator Mining, will go bankrupt.
If this goes through, our business goes bankrupt. And a lot of family will be impacted. A lot of investors that we have will lose their investment.
A separate firm located near Arborg says it will likely go bankrupt if the changes go ahead. Finance Minister Adrian Salas says the changes are needed because cryptocurrency mines provide low economic value while using substantial amounts of electricity. Some of the best swimmers in Western Canada are here in Winnipeg at the Pan Am Pool. This is the Best of the West swimming meet. The brand new competition brings more than 500 of the top swimmers from Western Canada together for the challenge. And the stakes couldn't be higher. Some of the swimmers powering their way through the water could one day be future Canadian Olympians.
For many of these swimmers, they are on the cusp of qualifying for Canadian Olympic trials and for more elite national events. So a lot of these swimmers are that close or have already attained those numbers. We have a large number actually that already qualify for those events.
The Best of the West swimming meet runs all the way through Sunday at the Pan Am Pool. And if you'd like to check it out, it's open to the public. Polly wants more than just a cracker. How this bird's love of berries helped him go viral. 4 adults and 3 children were stranded on a cliff for more than 3 hours while rescue crews raced to get to them. Sam Champion has more on the daring rescue.
This morning, a perilous Cliffside rescue caught on camera as 7 tourists, including 3 children, cling to the side of a cliff in Australia as waves crash into the rocks below. Authorities say 2 families had been hiking along the coastline about 4 hours south of Sydney when the tide quickly came in. They climbed up to get away from the water, but became pinned along the rocky edge. Rescuers racing to the scene, including a helicopter. But rescuers realized the wind blast or rotor wash of the chopper could blow the hikers right off the cliff and into the water.
They're likely just to blow the people off the cliff face into the water.
Peter Collins, the local commander for the State Emergency Service in New South Wales, leading the rescue from the top of the cliff.
I walked up there and saw the 7 people, and the waves were almost huge waves, almost breaking over them. You know, I could instantly tell, yeah, this is going to be a very serious situation.
His team immediately preparing for a grueling 3-hour vertical rescue, pulling the hikers one by one off the 40 meters up jagged cliffside, starting with the youngest girl who was on the verge of hypothermia.
When we were hauling them up the cliff face, they were very white-knuckled and hanging on for dear life, but they were very glad to get to the top.
A Vancouver rescue bird named Bruce has a unique talent, and as CTV's Adam Sawatsky shows you, it helped him make an unexpected friend.
Hey, buddy.
Tina Kermis has cared for a lot of rescued birds over the years.
Hi.
But none have compared to Bruce.
He has a sparkle in his eyes.
When the parrot wasn't playing fetch with Tina or cuddling with her on the couch, he was engaging in all sorts of conversations.
He's got a zest for life, is how I say it.
But it wasn't until after she adopted him from the exotic bird rescue she was volunteering at that Tina realized how much Bruce also relished raspberries.
He made a tremendous mess.
They would splatter up to 6 feet, Tina says, until she found a way to contain Bruce's barrage of berries under a clear dome and shared a picture of it on an online bird group.
I didn't realize, the impact that Bruce eating would have.
Tina started posting videos of more than eating, what seemed to be abstract art making on the paper that was placed under the dome, which earned tens of millions of views.
I get comments like I had a really sad day, so much going on in the world, and then I saw this video and it made me so happy.
So Tina published a pair of books about Bruce's berry art to raise money for local bird sanctuaries. Life was good. Until it suddenly wasn't.
He actually started having seizures.
Went blind in both eyes.
Which was terrible.
And stopped doing all the things he'd done before.
He's a good boy.
But then, while Tina and their vet worked tirelessly to care for Bruce, another rescued parrot named Mildred started unexpectedly flying over to help.
Mildred was showing Bruce where his food was, where his water was.
Along with physically attending to Bruce, Mildred was caring for him emotionally, too.
She's helped him so much. He's getting around really well.
And while Tina couldn't be more grateful that Bruce has recovered some sight in one eye, put on weight, and was even caught on camera returning to his berry dome, she's most grateful that Bruce and Mildred have become the best of friends.
And he's happy. You can see the little sparkle in his eyes. He's got a friend who's helping him unconditionally. It's huge.
Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Vancouver.
It was so cold that a lot of me said, we're going home.
The Fonz takes on a Winnipeg winter, why Henry Winkler was in town and what he thought about our city. And we'll break down your 7-day Skywatch forecast next.
Women's clothing provided by RW & Company. Salon services provided by S&Teak Spa Salon.
We'll have cooler temperatures over the next couple of days, and rain is possible on both Sunday and Monday. Henry Winkler was warned filming a movie in the middle of a Winnipeg winter would be cold, and it seems it exceeded his expectations. The Hollywood legend was in town in November of 24 to shoot Normal alongside Better Call Saul star Bob Odenkirk, and he had fun recounting the memorable experience on Late Night with Seth Meyers.
He invited me to Winnipeg.
That's where you shot the film.
Freezing cold.
Yes. That's what I've heard. I will say, I talked to Bob during the filming of this show in Winnipeg. He said it is as cold as you think.
Yes.
He also had very nice things to say about the people he said were lovely. The restaurants were great.
The very good restaurant.
During production, he got a full taste of the elements when he had to film during a blizzard. It was ideal for the production team as the movie was set in Minnesota, but not so perfect for the Fonz.
It was so cold that a lot of me said, we're going home.
Interesting.
Yes. Not my feet, because they were in boots.
Got it.
But a lot
so
of me...
physically you were there, but like anybody acting with you would be like, Henry's not there.
Hard to concentrate.
Yeah, hard to concentrate.
Wow.
Normal opened in theaters April 17th and is slated to hit digital streaming on May 19th. No word yet if Winkler is planning a return trip to our city. Come in the summer. That's going to do it for us. For another look at tonight's stories, visit us online at ctvnewswinnipeg.ca. Thanks so much for watching, and good night.